back. So this is the race breakdown, my latest race, 11:31, which is a tenth of a second faster than the last one. So as we did last time, we play it back in real time, and then we go through the entire race.
Come on, Caleb! Come on, Caleb! Let's go, Caleb! Keep digging! Keep digging!
Yeah, so as you can see, a little bit better, even like with the split times. You see, I was able to go sub 1 for 10-meter splits for the 50 all the way through the 80. And that's going to be real important later on because I came up to about 3.7. So, but that's going to be important later on. But and again, most some of these split times are a little like more so of a guesstimation. As you see, like the 30 meter, kind of guess a little bit, but everything seems to be quite accurate. So for this race, the main issue, as I say, is probably the acceleration. So I'm gonna go quarter speed. So right here, the first step coming out the blocks is actually really good, powerful. But this first, essentially the first push off after coming out the block clearance, as you can kind of see a little bit, maybe if I just zoom in a little more right here, it's an incomplete push. So it's not really much hip extension. If anything, it actually looks like I'm going up. So like I'm in solid position here, but then on this leg, I'm going up. So I almost essentially went nowhere. You can also see like the second step is very close to the first step. So I think that also made issues with my rest of my acceleration going down the track, simply because I didn't create enough forward momentum going forward, which is again better than the last one at the Ozarks Championships, where it was on a fourth step where the foot caved in, and then I was just pretty much recovering from that point on. But as you see here, still solid, but I want to point out something right here. So, boom. I'm already looking up the track. I'm pretty much already at top speed, but I'm at 20 meters. If I zoom out for the rest of the field, well, guy in the middle is also kind of up, but Garth, who's a world record holder for his age group for the Masters, and then these two guys who also, like a few of those guys also ran 10 seconds in this race. They're still down. They're still driving and stuff. Like I said, the guy in the middle, he's not as much. He's pretty much almost where at the same level I'm at, but he's also probably a bit further than where I'm at too. So I'm not quite there at 20, but essentially watched my acceleration on here, and so at that point that kind of led to, I think, the 2030. It was just a weird transition where I was up, but I was still kind of trying to drive, so nothing was happening. So it was just a lot of dead motions and stuff, and I really didn't get going until I got to the 40. But at this point, the race is already over. Like the guys in the middle, they already created separation. They already are gone. And granted, they run some pretty fast split times, but they're not going to catch anyone if they're also running the same split times. So right there, I'm just crying. I can kind of see almost like my stride rate wasn't as crisp, and my running wasn't as crisp, but it was definitely better than an Ozarks, as you can tell, because at Ozarks I ran 30 to 60 in about 3:0 something. Here I ran 2:86, and then also the last 40 I ran 4:07, about 4:07, but at Ozarks I ran 4:15. So granted, the overall running was a lot better. But at the same time, if you look at the 30, 436. Sorry, like sorry, but absolutely terrible. Even 20, terrible. Even 10, terrible. So like the celebration was just slow in my just being honest, is absolutely awful. And I should have executed better. I think it was more so just panicking a bit too much. And then even still, like I was holding decent speed, you know, slowing down all the way to 80. Now the reason why I said keep that 3.7 in mind for that flying 4 that I pretty much did is because that 3.7 is honestly what I should have ran the last 40 meters in. But I think it's because the inefficient acceleration led to early top speed, which led to early deceleration. So at that point, it was just trying my best to get a time at this point. And even like my form is starting to break down. As far as the shapes in my hips, it's actually a lot better than where it was last time. Because again, I'm not as my hips are more under me this time. And I think it's more so because going to chiropractor and then like just getting that hip extender firing. So now it's more under me. Granted, the left knee could be a little bit further ahead, so it's probably lagging behind, or my right foot is landing too early. But again, I think it's also just all boils down to the acceleration, because the main thing that a lot of people get wrong with the start is that, oh, you gotta get out fast. From the blocks, it's not all about getting out fast. It's about literally setting up your race. So I remember one thing my coach always told me was how you get out your first 3 to 4 steps is how you want to run the entirety of your race. So if your first 3 steps are off, you're going to run like that for the rest of the race, regardless of how you do. And then even if you try to fix it mid-race, you're going to end up getting slower simply because you're trying to do so much shifting and like balancing yourself throughout the race where you just not get anything out of it. And then by the time you do fix it, race is over. So overall, running better, acceleration terrible. So even go back here. So right around, like I said, like I was pretty much up and running at 20. And realistically, right here, it should have been when I was just now up and running, head looking up, down the track, and flying. But yeah, by the time I got to the numbers, which is pretty much 20 meters, I'm already looking at the track. So I got to focus on more patient and more powerful drive. That's going to lead me to more forward momentum going into my races. And heck, it might even lower this fly time down to 2.7s where it should be. And then this acceleration is more efficient. This is going down to hopefully 3.6, which will put me at 10 mid. So now I think in this race, best case scenario, I should have been 1090 at least, but didn't execute. And then also I probably warmed up a bit too early because it was a little bit extended period between after my warm up and then when we actually ran. So me just warming up a little late was just a little early. Probably also play a part into it, and then it's probably just my body trying to wake up while resting for so long and stuff. So like, and I know it was a little hot, but I'm not gonna blame the heat because I'm an athlete. I'm a track athlete. I am prepared to run the heat regardless. So I'm not gonna use that as an excuse. But then also, kudos to all those guys, like the 4 guys in the middle, especially the 3 guys that broke 11. Like They're legit. I'll give them that. They are pretty fast. I'll give them all their props and everything. Just like for me, from my opinion, my end, I should be up there with them. But again, also just I think it's also just a lack of races, especially 100-meter races, where my race pattern is also off to where I can't really get into a groove because I have no groove. But yeah, that's essentially all half of this race breakdown. Mainly everything mainly just in the acceleration. More so the second step here and not fully pushing off that right foot. It was more so I was just getting off the foot instead of really pushing through and really driving not only with the glutes but also through the big toe and try to cover a little more ground. Oh my god, sorry, my net. If I can hear that, it's my nephew's in the background. So definitely getting a little more space, covering more ground with just this step, and will make everything easier. So yeah, and then how I can fix this is honestly just simply I just gotta train. I just gotta train with competition, like box starts, so I won't get flustered in this predicament. Because in practice, when I'm by myself, it's easy to execute because I'm just by myself. But I think once I'm surrounded by people and I get out and I hear the gun, I get subconsciously too excited, and I start to panic a little bit because I'm trying to get out to speed as quick as I can instead of just being patient and allowing the speed to come out, which is saying something because again, if you look at these split times, 40, 103, 50, 50 to 60, 0.3, 50 to 60, 0.9, then 60 to 70, 0.4, and 0.8. Like I had the speed, but it was just all over the place because of inefficient acceleration and then the classic early deceleration simply because the start was just not there. So that's some things to work on. As of now, I probably have one more race this season, or one more meet. Will be the Show Me State games. Like I said, I won't be able to do the USATF Masters meet simply because of issues and stuff. So I'm doing the Show Me State games, and going to be doing the 100. We'll see about the 200. But hopefully, I can get to that 10-7 range at show me's, but I have to fix my acceleration. It's slowly come along, but this has to be fixed up. And yeah, and with that, I'll bid ya adieu. One last go round.
Come on, Caleb! Come on, Caleb! Let's go, Caleb! Keep digging! Keep digging!